PSG is preparing a mind-blowing offer, one that even Lamine Yamal might struggle to turn down. Meanwhile, Erling Haaland has reportedly issued an ultimatum to Man City. Is the Norwegian actually thinking about packing his bags? Al-Nassr is making moves to snatch Arsenal's defensive rock, while Liverpool has already set aside £40 million for a Bundesliga star. So, what's the latest buzz in the transfer market? The hottest rumours, the latest insider reports. We're breaking it all down right now. But first, guys, your support keeps us going. 300 thumbs up and we'll bring you even more exclusives. Thank you for being here. Let's get into it. PSG is at it again, trying to snatch another star from Barcelona. And as always, money talks. This time, their eyes are on Lamine Yamal. He's just 17, but reports say PSG is ready to offer him the same kind of mega deal they once dangled in front of Mbappé. Well, technically, they'd promise it for the future, since Yamal is locked in at Barça until 2026. According to El Nacional, Nasser Al-Khelaifi is seriously plotting to lure Lamine to Paris, and not just lure him, put Barça in a chokehold. The strategy? Simple. Yamal doesn't renew, sees out his contract, and then walks to PSG for free. In return, a massive signing bonus. Classic move, right? Real Madrid is playing the same game with Mbappé, so why wouldn't PSG follow suit? By the way, Transfermarkt currently values Lamine at 180 million euros. If Barca doesn't lock him down with a new deal, forget about selling him for 250 million euros. PSG will just wait, pull out the suitcase full of cash and say, "Bienvenue, Lamine." But what does Yamal himself think? Here's where it gets spicy. His own words. "Right now, we're focused on winning trophies. I only think about playing and winning with Barcelona. We're in the decisive part of the season, and that's my only concern. I won't discuss my contract until the end of the season." Why not just say, "I'm staying at Barcelona"? Why the vague answer? Déjà vu, anyone? This is exactly how Neymar and Messi left. First, "I'm just focused on playing," then, boom, a suitcase of cash appears, and suddenly it's "I'm excited for a new challenge." Let's be real, Barca is walking a tightrope here. If they don't get that contract extension sorted in the next few months, they could end up with nothing. And PSG knows this. That's why they're making their move now. But Lamine, bro, have you seen what happens to young talents at PSG? Do you really want to end up in that soulless project? At 17, you have a chance to become the king of Barcelona. Are you really going to let it all come down to a few extra zeros on a contract? So what happens next? Two possible scenarios. Barca extends Yamal's contract, shutting down all the speculation. Lamine stalls, Barca starts sweating, and PSG is already printing his number 27 jersey. Personally, I don't see him leaving right now. But in a couple of years, if Barca keeps struggling and PSG keeps throwing insane money around, anything's possible. What do you think? Will Yamal stay, or will he follow the money to Paris? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Brace yourselves. Kovacic might actually leave Man City this summer. Yep, you heard that right. According to Team Talk, City have officially given him the green light to go. Remember the hype when they signed him from Chelsea? Everyone thought he was tailor-made for Guardiola's system. But fast forward a season and it just hasn't clicked. Don't get me wrong, he's been solid. He's put in the work, covered for Rodri when needed, clocked over 2,000 minutes this season, but still something's missing. And now, Spain is calling. Atletico Madrid and Simeone have already made a move. And you know Simeone. He loves tough, hard-working midfielders. Word is, he's even ready to pay 30 million euros. Although, let's be real, he'll probably haggle like crazy first. Classic Diego. Honestly, I feel for Kovacic. He's technically brilliant, a great passer, and runs like he's got rockets in his boots. I still think he could offer something to City. But at the same time, Guardiola doesn't mess around. If he's decided it's time for a change, maybe he's got a bigger plan in mind. Fresh legs, new energy, another step towards total domination. So, what do you guys think? Are City making the right call, or are they letting a seriously underrated player slip away? Guys, what is Isak up to? This guy isn't just Newcastle's best player right now, he's etching his name into the club's history. A goal in the final, their first trophy in 70 years, and now the Magpies are willing to do anything to keep him. Even smash their wage structure. But here's the real question. Does Isak even want to stay? Arsenal, Liverpool, big clubs are already circling. Newcastle are desperate to lock him down with a new contract, making him the highest paid player in the club's history. But at the same time, Arsenal and Liverpool are lurking, ready to pounce. Arteta is obsessed with Isak. He sees him as the perfect number 9 for his team and is ready to throw serious money at Newcastle this summer. As for Liverpool, they've got a problem to solve first. Before making a move, they'll have to sell someone from their attack. But who? Mo Salah off to Saudi Arabia? Or are Gakpo and Jota suddenly expendable? More questions than answers. And here's where it gets really interesting. Will Isak stay? It all hinges on the Champions League. That's why he's stalling on a new deal. He wants to see if Newcastle make the top 4. If they do, keeping him becomes much easier. But if they don't, get ready for one of the wildest transfer sagas of the summer. Personally, I think Newcastle need to go all in. Keeping Isak isn't just about status, it's a statement. We are not a selling club, but what will Isak choose? Stay and become a legend or leave for silverware? Al-Nassr are making a move for Gabriel Magalhaes. According to reports, they've already contacted his representatives and are preparing a monster offer, 20 million euros per year, tax-free. That's a golden ticket right there. But hold on. Is Gabriel actually going to take it? Honestly, I don't think so, at least not right now. Arsenal are in their best shape in years, fighting for the Premier League title, playing in the Champions League, and Gabriel? He's a rock at the back. Alongside Saliba, they're an absolute fortress. Arguably the best centre-back duo in world football. Arteta knows his value, and there's no way he wants to lose him. But let's be real, money talks. When someone offers you triple your salary, tax-free, you'd at least think about it, right? And let's not forget, Gabriel has already hinted that he'd be open to a Saudi move someday. The only question is, when? And here's another thing. Is Al-Nassr even being realistic? Do they actually believe Arsenal will let go of a key defender for 100 million euros? One of the best centre-backs in the Premier League for 2 seasons straight? No chance. If Gabriel does leave, it definitely won't be this summer. His main goal right now? Winning trophies with Arsenal. But if the club drags its feet on a new contract, well, the Saudis might just get their way in a couple of years. What do you think? Will Gabriel stay or take the money? Manchester United are on the hunt for a striker. Again. Have you seen the league table? 13th place. Ruben Amorim must be losing sleep over this, and yet they're still chasing a forward. How many times do we have to go through this? And who's on their radar this time? A short list of 4 names. Gyökeres, Šeško, Osimhen and Ekitike? Gyökeres makes sense. Amorim knows him well, so that's a plus. But let's be real. Half of Europe wants him. Šeško? Young, promising, but will he actually deliver in the Premier League? Big question mark. Osimhen? He's been on United's wish list for what, 5 years now? At this point, he feels like an old flame they just can't let go of. And Ekitike? Total wildcard. Meanwhile, Haaland finally scored against Leicester after 22 games without a goal. And Zirkzee? Let's be honest, he's no Messi either. United need a killer, a proper goal scorer. But instead, they're still gambling on these maybe players. Every transfer window feels like a lottery for United, and they always pick the losing ticket. And get this, they're planning a £2 billion stadium. Are they out of their minds? Maybe sign some actual players first, then build your fancy stadium. Just pay the release clause for a proven striker and stop messing around. But knowing United, they'll probably try to lowball by £5 million again and lose out, just like last year. Right now, their attack is like playing poker with nothing but 6s and 7s. They need an ace, a trump card, but instead, they're trying to bluff with a terrible hand. This is Manchester United, not some mid-table championship side. Where's the ambition, the hunger? Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if they go for another cheap and cheerful signing, and we're back here moaning all season. But hey, maybe, just maybe, they'll surprise me for once? Though, let's be real, I'm not holding my breath. What do you think? Who will United actually sign, if anyone worth getting excited about? Drop a comment below, let's talk. Some people just never learn, huh? Here we go again. Talks of Paul Pogba making a 3rd return to Manchester United. Seriously, how many times are we gonna do this? And let's be real, Ruben Amorim isn't an idiot. The buzz is that United wants to build a team from scratch. And Pogba, He's the exact opposite of stability, discipline, and, let's face it, not exactly a fresh start. Even Mikael Silvestre, who usually rides hard for his fellow Frenchmen, has basically said, guys, maybe it's time to move on. Now here's where things get interesting. America might be calling. Pogba was recently spotted at an LAFC game, chilling in Miami, training. You smell that? That's MLS executives already rubbing their hands together. After Messi, Suarez and Busquets, they'd love another big name in the mix. And Pogba, looking at those luxury villas in Florida, is probably thinking, do I really want to grind it out in League One? But wait, it's not just the US putting out feelers. Marseille is seriously interested, and even Rabiot and Greenwood are in Pogba's ear, telling him to make the move. But here's the real question. Which Pogba would we even get? The guy hasn't played in almost 2 years. Will he even be 50% of the beast that dominated Euro 2016? That's the real issue. So what's next? Pogba turned down the Saudi millions, Fiorentina and Atletico have backed off, and honestly, it doesn't seem like he's in a rush either. My guess, he's waiting for the perfect offer, whether in Europe or the US. But does he even have that kind of time? What do you guys think? MLS? Marseille? Or is this the end of the road for Pogba? Let's hear it in the comments. What's going on with the Ballon d'Or rankings? Have you seen the latest Ballon d'Or rankings? Absolute madness. After Liverpool's disaster in the Champions League and that brutal collapse in the League Cup final, Salah has nosedived from first place all the way down to 6th. Talk about a football roller coaster. And the new top 5. I can't believe my eyes. Rafinha from Barça is now sitting on the throne, followed by Mbappé in 2nd, Yamal in 3rd, Harry Kane in 4th, and Dembélé just sneaking into 5th. And get this, Vinicius Jr. has fallen all the way to 9th, from superstar to complete underdog in a matter of weeks. Honestly, I have no idea what the criteria for this award even are anymore. Is it about individual performances? If so, why did Salah drop so hard when he's already bagged 23 goals this season? Or is it based on team trophies? Then why on earth is Mbappé sitting in 2nd? The guy spent half the season struggling to adapt to his new squad, and now he's suddenly a title favourite. Since when is one hot streak enough to win the biggest individual award in football? It's like taking a test, answering one question out of 10, and still getting an A. The only ranking that makes sense to me? Rafinha at number 1. That man has been carrying Barça on his back all season. Period. But I gotta ask, does Mbappé really deserve 2nd place? If Barcelona slips up, he could easily snatch the Ballon d'Or. But would that actually be fair? Let me know what you think in the comments. Fabrizio Romano has just dropped a bombshell. Frimpong has a €40 million release clause. And guess what? Trent to Real Madrid rumours are heating up. Talk about a plot twist. So, here's the deal. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Liverpool legend, key player, the whole package. But now, Real Madrid is lurking in the background. His contract is running down, negotiations are dragging on, and it's not as smooth as everyone hoped. And then, bam! The Frimpong news breaks. This guy is on fire. Under Xabi Alonso at Leverkusen, he's been tearing it up, blistering pace, goals, assists, you name it. And now sources are whispering that Arne Slot himself has already been in regular contact with him. Sportbild claims Slot is desperate to bring him in. And honestly, no surprise there. Frimpong is lightning fast, technically sharp, a perfect attacking fullback. And if Trent actually leaves, Liverpool will need someone like him. But hold on, Trent to Real Madrid? I don't know about that. Real Madrid is massive, sure, but Liverpool isn't exactly some second-rate club. And let's be real, Trent bleeds red. But hey, who knows what's going on in these players' heads? Maybe he fancies a new challenge, maybe he wants the Spanish sunshine. Still, letting Trent go would be a huge mistake. He's a homegrown talent, a symbol of the club. But if he does leave, Frimpong would be a killer replacement. And for just €40 million, that's a bargain in today's market. The real question is, will Liverpool make the smart move or overthink things again? They might go all in for Frimpong, or they might just stick with Bradley and hope for the best. You never know with them. Either way, this is shaping up to be one of the wildest transfer stories of the summer. Frimpong replacing Trent at Liverpool? Sounds insane, right? What do you guys think? Should Liverpool go for Frimpong? Will Trent actually leave? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk. Is Erling Haaland about to leave Manchester City? Sounds crazy, right? But hear me out. If City fail to qualify for the Champions League, reports say the Norwegian superstar might be packing his bags. And that makes me wonder, why sign a 10-year contract in the first place? Did he not see the warning signs? Was he too caught up in the hype? Or did he just believe that Guardiola could wave a magic wand and fix everything? Let's break it down. Right now, Manchester City are sitting 5th in the Premier League. 5th. For the reigning champions of England, that's not just underwhelming, that's embarrassing. Sure, they've won 2 of their last 4 matches, but then, boom, a slip-up. Just 1 point against Nottingham Forest and Brighton. You don't win titles with that kind of inconsistency. And Haaland? He's not the type to sit around and wait. He wants Champions League nights. He wants the Ballon d'Or. Meanwhile, Mbappé is out here breathing down his neck, ready to snatch the spotlight. So yeah, you can bet Haaland is feeling the pressure. Oh, and quick shout out to those of you watching this on TV. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. We know you might not be as active with likes and comments, but trust me, it helps a ton. So if you're enjoying this, show some love. Now here's where it gets really interesting. If Haaland leaves, where does he go? Real Madrid, they definitely need a striker. PSG, you just know Al-Khelaïfi would drop 300 million euros in a heartbeat. Some wild move to Saudi Arabia? Never say never. But let's not forget, his contract is a monster. This isn't just a transfer, it's a full-scale financial operation. And here's the big question, is this even right? City gave Haaland everything: status, trophies, a legendary 52-goal season. And now, just because things aren't going smoothly, he's ready to walk away. If true, that's straight-up betrayal. Or maybe he just doesn't want to be stuck in Guardiola's rebuilding phase. Either way, if City don't make the top 4, we're in for a transfer saga of epic proportions. But where will Haaland actually land? Madrid? Paris? Somewhere unexpected? Let me know what you think. Is this a smart move? Or is it just betrayal, plain and simple?